I don't know what mood I'm in. I'm just in a mood and I just got thoughts. And yeah, so this is what this is. My mood and my thoughts. What a week. It's not even like a bad week. It's just like a week of very predictable shit. And I don't like predictable shit. But I just feel like this is going to be a whole episode on sticky notes. And sticky notes is really sticky notes I have of thoughts that I don't want to lose. That I usually share in pieces of episodes with you guys, along with meat. But I ain't got no meat for you right now. I'm not in the mood of meat. Both kinds. But I do got sides for you, and the sides are the sticky notes. So enjoy. Look at this grass. It's been raining all week, and my grass is so high back there. Shit. All right, so let's do the oldest ones first, because I've been having... Because, if I don't do these while they're fresh enough, because I do a lot of podcasts and I could only give y'all 2 a week from one of them. Yeah, y'all don't want to see me on y'all scroll log that much. So I'm going to do a whole episode of sticky notes. So first set of sticky notes I got is, I truly believe that Kid Cudi and Ye's relationship needs to come to a stop, because it's just unhealthy now. Like, sometimes when you have friendships with people and bonds with people, and as you grow and as you develop and as you drop layers of yourself over the years, your new layer may not mesh well with that old layer of your friend. And instead of y'all grow closer, y'all start to hate each other in a slow way based upon petty shit, ego, pride, lack of empathy, lack of compassion. And sometimes it's just best to love a person, but you can't be around the person. Love a person, but we're not good for each other. And good for each other doesn't always have to be romantically. It could be friendship-wise. I love them, but some of their practices that they do, I can't respect out of the person that I am and the personality that I have. And so I keep my distance, but I check in every once in a while. And that's cool, right? This isn't kindergarten. We don't have to hold hands just because we're friends. This isn't kindergarten. We don't have to be friends, but I can't be friends with you if you friends with them because I don't like them. And that's the type of situation that they got going on, and I don't like it. So yeah, they need to end that. I have been noticing that a lot of mom and pop stores are becoming a rare find, like good vintage clothing. So if you're in a city or a town that has a mom and pop store still, check in on them, ask them about business, ask them if they need any help, because those are slowly but surely diminishing over these big corporations coming in, changing full communities and hiking up prices and taxes around them. And the older you get, the whole point of you saving for retirement is saving based upon what you will need later when you're not working. But if things are getting higher and you didn't get to calculate that in on what you saved, you're going to start spending more than you thought you were going to spend. And so, you know how that goes. So if you have some that are rare, check on them. So Trump's CFO, Allen, his ass is guilty, like we all knew, and it's making headlines. So there's that. I I would just like to know, seriously, who is Drake's barber? Because sometimes his lineup is on point and sometimes it's looking like supercuts. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And his stylist is slightly questionable too. Sometimes it be hitting and sometimes it's just like, who told you that? Was it? Solange is composing her first ballet score for the fall fashion gala, and I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm so happy that she's stepping into that medium of expression, because it's going to be quite interesting, because her fits for the last 2 years has been, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. All these cars going electric. So if you are looking to invest in cars and things, that is a way to go. Like, I think the way that we ruined this earth, they should have been gone electric, and solar and all of that good shit. I would like to say, for an overall statement, before I forget, because it's first today, Nick Cannon is on his 10th child, and I would just like to say, I don't care. I don't care that he's on his 10th child. I wouldn't care if he was on his 14th child. These are 2 consenting adults that are agreeing for this contract for this child, and he is agreeing to pay X, Y, and Z for this woman to carry this child and take care of this child and it to have his name. And if 2 adults that are consenting towards the whole situation are with it, why should anybody else have a say? Now, does he have an autoimmune disease that is hereditary? Yes. Is it a gamble for him to possibly pass that on to one of his children? Yes, but I'm sure he takes that into consideration. So if that mother feels like it's not a big deal, I don't care, sure, give me the money. Who are we to say anything? You know what I'm saying? Who are we? Who are we? I just feel like if that man had AIDS and had enough money to take care of his AIDS and wanted to impregnate all these women and it wasn't illegal, I feel like he would do it because he feels like he has the money and money solves everything. That's his motto, not mine. Let them do what they do, okay? Take care of yours and I'm going to take care of mine. iPhone 14 will be out in November. The iPhone 14 will be $1,200 for the Pro Max, and the iPhone Pro will be $1,100. That is my rent. Imagine paying rent for a phone that you also have to make monthly payments on to use the services. Like, when does it stop with Apple? Sheesh. Orlando. At this point, it's just exploitation of a crackhead. At this point, anybody interviewing Orlando is because they want to get some press. They want to get in the headlines. And it's giving very, let's abuse the situation. Because y'all need to stop. Stop asking this man questions. Stop allowing him to speak. Turn off the cameras and let this man heal in private. Okay? And I feel like this will help a lot of people. You'll never take the hood out of a hood bitch. Okay? And I'm not saying the hood lady, because a hood bitch doesn't carry herself as a lady. She carries herself as a drunk man always ready to fight. Okay? That is my mom showering after I told her that I am recording. Oh my God. Lord. She pushed me out her vagina. But it really wasn't really a push because she had 4 big head boys before me. So actually I must have slipped out. But still, I'm going to hold back. But yeah, you would never take the hood out of a hood bitch. She ain't me but I do have hood tendencies if need be. We should all have hood tendencies if you were exposed to the hood at a certain time in our life. Me personally, I grew up in Philly, and then when I was 8-ish, we moved to Baltimore, Maryland. And then we lived in Maryland for a few years. And then my mom's friend was like, you should move to Florida because we moved to Florida. Why? I don't know. That's very extreme. We moved to Florida. Hated it. Okay, hated it. Was in Florida for a bit. Then I got sick of Florida. And I said, I don't know about you and your house and your other kids, but you can have these kids here, these boys. I'm dipping out because it's starting to smell in here and you don't discipline nobody. And I'm tired of waking up and warring in the place that I want to have peace. So I moved to Atlanta when I was in my teens, and I went to finish high school here, went to college here, graduated 2 days later. I was in Philly looking for work. Couldn't find work in Philly, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to take my ass to New York. Stayed in New York for like 6 years. Got skeeted up. And I was like, I'm not having no baby in New York. It's too chaotic, and I'm not rich. Took my ass back to Atlanta, and I've been here ever since. Then I had another baby, skeeted up number 2. And that was it for me. It was at the, that meme? At that point, it was at this moment. That was it for me. And I was like, you know what? Tap me up, number 2 on my arm to remind me we not going there no more. Okay, we done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Took them fallopian tubes out, and I'm chilling right now. You know what I'm saying? And I say this to say, don't play with me, and I won't play with you. Don't waste my time, and I won't hurt you. Don't touch me, and I won't handle the situation. That's it, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm very, very laid back. You finished with that? Oh, okay. I think we owe it to society and our people around us to keep educating ourselves and stop waiting for people to show you or educate you. There's too much free Wi-Fi. There's too many books. Barnes and Nobles are still around. There's a Barnes and Noble near my house right now. There's libraries all over the place. You can get your library card as long as you have a legal ID or a license. And you can check out books, or you can listen to books on Audible or what's the other one? Kindle. Like, there's no excuse why you don't know the information that you need to know. Now, is it because you're lazy? Maybe. Is it because you don't want to know? Maybe. Is it because you want to seem helpless, as if that's like an attractive thing for somebody? Maybe. I don't know. That's your business. But I'm just saying, don't say, oh, I graduated high school, I don't need education. Or I ain't going to college, I don't need no education. I'm not trying to be no X, Y, and Z. But you looking at a document that's very important for your life from this moment on, and you don't know what these words mean. Okay? So don't stop educating yourself. I don't know about you, but the CDC don't tell me shit to do. No more. No more, because the way that they run in business, it looks like they don't know what to do either. So how you telling me what to do and you don't know what to do, and we just going to be over here looking at you talking about what to do? No, we're not doing that. Okay? So whatever the CDC say, I just scroll up. They ain't talking to me. They talking to you? They ain't talking to me. If you sitting down complaining, you're bullshitting. If you're waiting for someone to call you, you're wasting precious time. Be beyond that shit. If you like somebody, this is not the time nor the society to be playing phone wars and you ain't call me or you ain't text me or you ain't do this. Be intentional, especially if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, your 40s, especially your 50s, sis. Or man. Because men be playing themselves too with a lot of pride and ego. If you want to call that person, call that person. I know you saw this person yesterday, but if you really feel it in your bones that you just want to go out for ice cream, go out for ice cream. Are you free for like 30 minutes to go get coffee? Go out for coffee, but be polite about it. Be reasonable. Don't overshare. Don't, hover over them. Don't pressure them into making decisions to see you for a third time, but just be easy about it. But saying this, oh, you ain't call me, so I ain't call you. You haven't said anything, so I haven't said anything, is giving, I'm scared that I'm going to put more emotions into this that you don't share. And you're probably acting like you're not that interested because you got 4 people in my situation trying to see if you're interested. Like, be honest. Be honest. The only reason people don't want to be honest is because they know that they're getting something that they do not deserve if they weren't honest. It's the only reason. That's the only reason. I had a very interesting discussion today with someone that I wouldn't think could let the discussion last that long without segueing. It was interesting, but it was filled with pressure. And the pressure that I'm talking about is not the pressure that you're thinking about. The pressure that I'm talking about is the pressure women feel or may feel, because I can't speak for all women, but being single and being a mom of girls is very frustrating when it comes to society looking in on you and assuming what you need, and people that been like hawking you for years, decades, and they check in and they're just like, so why you not talking to nobody? Why you not dating? Why you not going out? You should be going out. When they say, those girls need to see an example of a healthy relationship. And I feel like it's just, it's super questionable, because it's kind of like, is it coming from a genuine place while you're asking me that? Or are you trying to like pigeonhole me into throwing up my arms and be like, oh, come on, like, let's try it. But if it doesn't work out, I feel like the best relationship is one where 2 people want each other and they want to be great in it and they want to be great at it, right? I feel like it makes no sense for me to date or talk to someone that I'm really not into, and I really don't care to have empathy for someone else's needs or time right now, and act like I do because I want a body around. I feel like that's very selfish to do. And I think many people do it. I'm just not that girl. I'm not saying it can't be done. We're just not living in those times where a woman is not shit until she is married or with child with a man. You know what I'm saying? Would I like to share and build with a man that I want and he wants me? Absolutely. Am I at a point where I feel like I'm ready for all of that? No. Why? Because mentally, emotionally, focus-wise, I want to be 100% with it. I don't want to be 60% with it, 110% financially with it. Of course, like, I'm a woman. Men predominantly can get better job opportunities than me because I have a vagina. And that vagina has needs that will take me away from a workplace more so than a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the frustrating part, because I feel like a lot of men guilt you as a woman when you have kids, especially girls, because me personally, I can't speak for you. Any hoes out here with kids. Let me talk about myself. Me personally, with daughters, I'm not having a rotating door that is my front door, side door, back door of men just because I'm dating and I'm trying to find which one the shoe fits for. I'm not. And I don't want to have them around multiple people because I'm trying to figure me out. I want them to bond with someone I want to fully invest in. And no, my kids have never been around anyone I'm actively dating and interested in long term. Never. The only males that my girls have seen me around is someone I've known for years, which is like probably one time, right? That was a fail. Should have never, but I did. Let's not talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Their dads, my brothers, or my nieces, or my nephews. Why did I bring my nieces and my nephews? Other than that, I don't even talk to my long guy when he comes. I PayPal him his money. I text him for what date I would like him to come cut the grass. I unlock the gate. I don't even make eye contact. And when he leaves, I thank him and I send him his money. Like, so like when men speak or when men offer themselves, I'm just like, is this out of guilt? You're trying to guilt me into wanting to date you out of you hoping that I'm that desperate? Like, I'm not going to tell you that I'm not lonely. Sometimes it is lonely. Am I lonely all the time? No. Oops, hit a button. Hold on. I bury that with busyness and me doing things that I enjoy to keep my mind off that and keep my focus elsewhere. But I am also at a point where I'm just like, I know too many people in relationships that are half-assed. I know a lot of people in relationships that they're really not into that person, but they're thinking about their overall lifestyle and that it will be great with that person. I just gotta act like I like these things. And maybe over a period of time, I'll like it. Or I'll like them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to build a friendship with someone over a period of time. Because what am I rushing for anyway? What am I rushing for? I don't want any more biological kids. I would only talk to a man who already has kids. But just because you already have kids doesn't mean you automatically qualify. I do want someone to understand me. I do want to be able to understand the other person and their needs and their wants and their goals and their plan. Vice versa. But the little time that I have, the little windows that I be having per week, I don't want to gamble on eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And none of them were worth that time, and I can't get that time back. And that's what's like really making me comfortable being on pause. Dungeon, be quiet. Mike, be quiet. Because I already know. Okay? So, there's that. It's just an annoying thing. I feel like with men that have sons or daughters, most of the time, majority of the time, their child is with the mom. If they're not together, right? But if I've never met a man who has always had his kids with him and not the other parents. I don't know how that would work. But for me, I know girls are very impressionable. And I don't want my girls creating bonds with temporary people. So that's just my thing. So that's what makes it frustrating. I also wanted to say, when men have money, they are either poor lays or great at certain things, right? When men do not have money, they're like great, like Tony the Tiger, because they feel like that's the only position that they can control and prove, right? And when they get into a mind frame of, okay, what else do I have that you may like? And it's not money, it's not providing, because they are not in that position, they start to become insecure in that way. So sometimes when you're dealing with a man in a session way, right, it might be lacking because they're lacking confidence in themselves, because they feel like they're not able to do more for you or do their best or whatever. I just want to say, all these women out here just like, oh, I want a rich man. I want a man that has options. I want a man that can do X, Y, and Z for me. I'm going to tell you right now, I know any man that's out here on some rich Bezos level, they giving weak strokes, weak thrusts to the bank and from the bank and to their house and to their car and to dinner. Weak thrust, because that's not where they feel like their power or their focus lies. They can get any woman they want in their eyes and in their mind with their money. So they're not going to give you a one thrust power. So my thing with women that want the man that has all the money and has all the riches, I'm just like, then you must really be like, it's whatever for your woman below. And that's just not where I'm at, okay? I just feel like you should build with who inspires you. You should trust your gut. You should build a friendship first. And you should have compassion in the times of frustration with that person. And if you cannot do that, that may not be that person for you. Just saying. And I'm noticing, as a creator of content, as a creator of podcasting, that there's like a super abundance level of relationship talk going on. And I just, I'm starting to like, can we talk about something else when it comes to it? Because it's just seeming like everybody has all the answers, but nobody ain't got the answer. Because do you want someone who's emotionally and financially dependent on you solely? Or do you want to build with someone from where they are currently? And I feel like where somebody is currently for themselves, plus what you're doing currently for yourself, when you join together, your life shouldn't get harder. It should automatically get better. But it's not seeming like that's what's happening out here. A lot of people are having these lopsided relationships and lopsided ideals about what they feel like their relationship should look like because they chose you. And that's not adding up for me. Oh my God. Y'all saw that shit? Joe played America with 10% off discounts for their student loans. This man came at the beginning and was like, I want to take away student loans for many Americans. Sir, 10% is not taking it away. 10% is that bullshit military discount that stores give people on a certain date of the year. I feel like if anybody is doing military, Navy, whatever here in America for this schemey ass country, they should get percentages off for the rest of their lives. Period. And their immediate family members also. Because they're sacrificing their lives. They're sacrificing their years and their time that they can't get back with their kids, their parents, their wives, their husbands, to do some shit for this country, while we have a president in the same breath of him saying, I'm going to give people 10% off discounts on their student loans. That ain't cutting shit. He gonna say he's sending $4.5 billion to Ukraine. Sir, you can erase people's student loan for less. While these other countries have free education if somebody wants to go to college. Like, America's greed is beyond me. Beyond me. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Shan from shegetsitpod.com. Take a minute, check out the website, check out the other shows, okay? If you're a parent, I got a show for that. If you just like relationship things, trying to work it out, I got a show for that. You know what I'm saying? If you like collabs and different topics, different things, tech, creating things, just, dipping and dabbling, check out the show I got with Greg from Young Black and Bothered Podcast, Loudmouth Stereo. And if you're into books, I got a book club on the site too. All right? Dippling, dabbling. And if you're a podcaster or a content creator and you're looking for a book, there's some books that I have on lulu.com that you could get to directly from that page. So you don't have to keep asking me for the link. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to be better. And if there's anything that you're interested in me talking about, let me know at me at Shanbypoddin, CHANPODDIN. Now back to the show. Yes, there's more. Ask yourself, why would anyone want to deal with me and my shit? And be honest. Now, you can ask yourself this on a piece of paper. You can ask yourself this out loud. You can ask yourself this hypothetically. But you need to know. Because the more that you are aware of your shit, the less shit that you need to deal with you will give other people. And I'm just saying, think about it. All right? We all got to improve. We all have cons and needs and a little bit of pros. And the more we fix those cons, the more pros we'll have. And people who love you through growth, good, bad, and ugly, be the best people. And those people know when you find new people if those people are worth your time. Because they've seen you through the what? The good, bad, and the ugly. I'm just saying. Now, sometimes you do have haters. But everybody that disagrees with the choices that you make are not haters. They're just giving their educated opinion. And the education is seeing you over the years and what you've worked from. And they don't want you working backwards. We have to focus on what matters right now and do something to get better every day. What did I do to get better today? I thought I prepared this morning, and after putting both of the girls' hair in pigtail buns, 2 on each side, and trying to slick it down with gel, I had about 5 minutes to make their lunch, pack it up, and put some clothes on over my boobs and I was rushing, okay? I was rushing and running to that bus stop. It was a lot. But just trying to like prepare and do something today to make my tomorrow a bit easier. I try to do all the time. Like right before I started recording, I went into my timer because they don't physically have to be at school tomorrow. They're on their laptops for school tomorrow. I went on my timers on my phone and I took off the school wake up for them, which is 5:20 a.m. And I took off the bus stop alarm for them, which is like 6 something. And I said, I'm going to sleep until 8:45 a.m. And I'm going to enjoy not getting up and being lost for at least 10 seconds. It is so hard to be a creative. Have your best creative times be late night and then turn around and wake up at 5:20 a.m. What? I'm very simple. Kinda. Okay. Feed me, give me things, take me with you, hold me, clean me, love me. These are what people require today. Are you an animal or a woman in 2022? And some men require these too. They require somebody to feed them, give them things, take them with them when they go places because they're insecure. Hold them, clean them, love them, and then say that I don't need you. I could do X, Y, and Z. Well, apparently, I want to see the fact that you don't need me because since I met you, I've been doing all of these things. I don't feel like it's fair to meet people and want them to be interested in you. And all you've done the whole time that you've met them is lean on them. What do they get to lean on? What do they get to count on besides themselves? Because they had themselves before you got here. Now they have half of what they were giving to themselves because of you. I just be wanting this shit to make sense. Because I don't see no pros. I don't see no pros in a lot of shit that people doing today, but I can't speak for nobody else's needs but mine. And so I be over here minding my business. You know what I'm saying? Again, how you got all the answers and your shit still fucked up? How you got all them books and no knowledge? How you got all them friends and all these problems at the same time? If you have friends that are not on different levels of living compared to you, but you always got problems and no solutions, you have to get better friends. Because I'm not saying your friends are supposed to pull you out of those holes, but your friends should be constantly in conversation about things that you haven't begin to think about, and discussion about opportunities around you based upon your likes, or inquiring about what you have going on today, what you doing this week, you know, what plans you got for the weekend, what are the girls doing, what you doing with the boys, like things like that. And if that's not being asked, maybe you just know a lot of people, but you ain't got a lot of friends. That's how I be looking at it. I don't know how you be looking at it. If you are in your 30s like me, it is time to commit and stay fit. It's your body and your health, and you need to get together. It shouldn't take, oh, I met somebody and I like him and now I want to work out because I want to impress them. Impress you. Be a better you for you. Because a lot of times when people see other people being better for themselves and working out and eating right and cooking and laughing and smiling, that's what attracts other people who want to be around that energy. If your energy is not good and your energy is on a down and somebody trying to get up. Again, what did I say? What about you make somebody else want to deal with your shit? I'm just saying, it's a perspective. You need to look at it. Somebody said the men today be having their pussy hanging out when they sag their pants. And I was on the floor. Their pussy, though? Like, what else is a better word when I see that? When I see men around my age sagging their pants and I can see the cuppage of their ass cheeks through their boxers, and they got on a tight polo and I can see their belly button, or they look 10 months pregnant, not 9 months, not 8.5, but 10 months, like overdue, like where's the epidural? And they talking about the problem is women won't submit. Is that the problem? Is that the problem? Because you a bit of beers in with that belly. And who told you that seeing the cuppage of your ass cheeks with your tight ass tights pants on was attractive? And if it is attractive, who are you exactly trying to attract? Because let me know if I'm stepping out of bounds. I don't get it. I don't get it. The forcing of someone to like you is not it. Forcing someone to be who you want them to be, but they're not, is not it. Seeing someone being true to who they are and still pursuing them, knowing you're going to guilt them into changing for your benefit, is manipulation. If when you meet someone is not a character that you would like to have in a companion, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Because when you meet people, people instantly think it is something that they were currently doing and actively doing on a daily, day by day, around the time when you met them. That must be right, so they're going to keep doing it. Approach people when they are at a level of what you like and what you want them to do consistently. Because if you approach them at a level where they're down and out, or they're doing something they have no business doing, or they're at a level that's low and you want them to be higher, they're going to question, well, why did you approach me anyway if you wanted me to be that and I'm not that? And then you're going to have to be honest. Because I thought you was Play-Doh. Because I thought you was moldable. Moldable. Not everybody is like that. So be honest about why you're approaching people, why you're stepping into people's lives, and why you're asking for their time. Okay? We have to do all the work on ourselves no matter what happens. No matter if we were good to people and people hurt us, still got to do the work. No matter if people were good to us and we play with them, still got to do the work. But please do not invite anybody into your space that you are not ready to do right by and they haven't done anything to you. Believe in yourself enough to be confident in your decisions. Be the woman or the man your mom and your dad would be proud of, your grandma would be proud of. Don't do things in the absence of your children that you couldn't look in the eye and be like, yes, that was me. I did that. Like, be transparent about your intentions with people. There's so much going on that's bigger than your little ass funky ass problems. There's so much going on that's bigger than my funky ass problems. But I'm not going to act like the problems that I have, that I know of, don't need improving because there's other shit that's bigger. It's like I'm not going to ignore those things because it's not smart. It's not effective. You know? Now, I will say that I am happy that a lot of these police officers are getting the attention that they deserve from the acts that they display. But there are still people dying and being hurt at the hands of these officers that goes unchecked every day, right? And a lot of these police officers, when they're not on duty, still carry that authority with them and that bully mentality, doing things that they shouldn't do to people and then telling people, yeah, call the cops. And they a cop. And so they cover each other whether they're on duty or off duty. And I would just like to say that we have enough intelligence here to know that police shouldn't be called or addressing people with mental illness on emergency calls. They need to have, just like they have that dog to sniff out shit, they need to have someone who is licensed and educated on helping people with mental health issues and talking them down. So many people with mental health issues end up dead or shot because police are not trained to actively, in a healthy way that's nonviolent, to deal with people with mental illness on emergency calls. And that's not fair to put on them, but at the same time, I feel like they do need to be around on emergency calls when that person that's licensed to help somebody with mental issues is having an escalated issue. That's all I'm saying. I think that's all my sticky notes. Oh no, I have one more. Okay. I do hate being told what to do outside of a session. Wink, wink. I appreciate suggestions though, and I grow best around healthy, spontaneous people with good energy. Okay. So it's not that, I don't like outside people telling me what to do. It's just like, in order for you to tell me what to do, you have to be of some respectable, valued importance to me and full of wisdom, where I feel like you're telling me this out of a guide mentality, not a let me manipulate you mentality. And usually today, a lot of people tell you things to manipulate you, not to guide you for the best of you. That's all I'm saying. All right. My name is Shan. This was just sticky notes. It wasn't a full episode with meat, but sometimes all you need is sides. Sometimes when you go to the restaurant, all you need is a drink and a side salad. Or just bring me the baked macaroni and cheese. Or let me get a half a sandwich. You don't really need a full course meal. And that's all this was. And I appreciate you. I just needed to get that out of my system. Because something new is coming. I know the month is ending. Speaking of that, I need to write the rent check. My landlord wants checks, not the electronical payment anymore, because these digital payment people are going up in percentages that they want from people who are receiving payments on a large scale like that. And so because they had gone up on the percentage that they wanted to take from him on all his properties, he wasn't really coming out on his end in the calculations he needed, right? So he was like, fuck it. Y'all just gonna have to mail me y'all check, or, put me on auto pay with your bank account. And I'm just like, dog, I don't know what kind of life you think I'm living, but it ain't on auto pay status yet. Speak it into existence. But yeah, I gotta do that before I forget. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. Y'all know I just be all over the place sometimes, but sometimes getting it out is better than having it sit. Unless it's oxtails, though, because if it's oxtails, let that shit see. See.